Hello, my name is Samantha White. I'm the Customer Service Senior Manager within Customer Logistics at Nottingham, and I've worked for Coca-Cola now for 15 years.
What would you say your core responsibilities were within Coca-Cola at the moment?
So my current core responsibilities are really to ensure that we're delivering an enhanced customer service offering to all of our customers. My team process all of the orders for GB, but we don't just process orders, we really manage the orders to make sure we're delivering that all-rounded customer service.
Could you tell us a bit about your career with Coca-Cola, what roles you've had throughout the time you've been here, and which ones you've enjoyed the most and which ones the least, and so forth?
Yeah, okay, so I started with Coca-Cola straight out of university. So my university course actually involved a year in industry. So during my third year, I went and worked at our Coca-Cola distribution site in Wakefield. Then after that point in time, I really enjoyed myself during that year, and I obtained a full-time job at Wakefield. And I worked in distribution and customer service for about 8 years. Before then, at the start of 2009, moved into customer logistics in Nottingham, and I actually worked in the network team. So I had a close connection with the distribution site still, but I was dealing a little bit more with the customer service element. And then in 2012 I had an opportunity to actually go work at Tesco head office for a year, so I did something completely different. And that was an amazing opportunity, something that I'm not sure I would have experienced working for another company. So I actually did promotions forecastings for wine for a year, so I was still an employee of Coca-Cola, but it was part of my development to go experience a customer environment. So I did that for 12 months. Came back to CCE in 2013 and then looked after our promotional demand forecasting team for a year. So I was able to use the experience that I'd gained at Tesco and apply that from a customer logistics lens within CCE. And then in 2014 I obtained the role that I'm in now. And which one did I enjoy the most? I think I'd say the Tesco role. That was the most challenging, but I enjoyed it the most because it was something completely different.
How did you identify any sort of development gaps you needed to transition from one role to another?
So the biggest development gap that I had throughout my career was the gap from understanding our customers. So I've spent a lot of time in distribution and the supply chain element of Coca-Cola, and having come straight out of university, I hadn't been exposed to another company's environment or working culture, or two, what it's really like for some of the big grocers out there and what the environment's like. And we'll have all noticed it. It's been a tough couple of years, and there's been price wars from a customer point of view, from a grocer point of view, and it was interesting to go spend that time with Tesco to understand that side of the market. So that was my biggest gap, and I made that decision to go spend that time to be able to close that gap. And that helped me with my career progression, because now I'm on the other side of providing that service to Tesco.
Are there any particular tools or techniques that you've used or that you've found helpful in enabling you to plan and progress your career? Or would you say it's been more experiential?
I think really looking at the gaps in your CV. So looking at, some people are very successful just looking at one department or area within a company. But I think the thing that has benefited me the most is really looking at the different functions across CCE. And I've only explored supply chain, and I've tried to gain as much experience in each of the supply chain areas that I've touched so far. So really open your eyes a little bit to look at what else is out there, because CC is such a large company and there's lots of opportunities.
So in terms of what sort of top advice you might give to somebody who's just starting out their career in CCE, what would your top advice be really to help other people then progress their careers?
Progress their careers. So I suppose advice from me for anybody starting within CCE is CCE is such a large company. Keep your eyes open for opportunities that are coming up. Talk to a lot of people, try and understand what other job roles are out there, because I believe that there is a job role for somebody in CCE, and you'll gain some real job satisfaction from the one that you find really suits your needs.